Well, friends, it's hard to beat being in the back of the old truck. Just cozy, warm, eating nice, warm, extra creamy mac and cheese with some everything bagel bread. Meanwhile, there's a winter storm happening outside, and we're totally off grid. Hey friends, welcome back to another adventure. I'm Dustin with Dusty Outdoors. This week we find ourselves in a beautiful county park deep in the hills of the driftless region of southwest Wisconsin. We got hit with a little snowstorm. So I've been here for about 3 minutes and I've already heard a branch or tree go down behind me that direction and also kind of over in that direction. This is an extremely wet, heavy, sticky snow. And the breeze is starting to kick up. It was only about 2.5 hours ago. This is what it looked like. Fast forward 2.5 hours, and we're standing in a winter wonderland. So according to the weather, we are currently under a severe winter storm warning. Portions just to the north are actually in blizzard warnings. We'll see what it ends up being here. If the wind gets too bad, they're going to switch where I'm at here to a blizzard warning come tomorrow morning. They're calling for 4 to 7 inches of snow. So we'll see if we end up having a fire tonight or not. I'm hoping that it gets to the point where we can go on a nice hike too. So join me. This should be a good one. Kind of waiting to see what the weather does before I make any decisions on for sure what I'm going to do. It might end up being just staying in the camper night, but we'll see. But anyhow, on my last video, I said that I had something coming in the mail from my battery box area that might help with cold weather. Now, right now, it's pretty warm in here. It's about 34, 35 degrees inside the camper, and it's right at like 31, 32 outside. So I got no issues today. Everything's working because it's above freezing in here. But what I got here is a heating pad. I'll take it out and show you. So like I mentioned, my portable power stations are not self-heating. I don't think any of them are, unless there's some new ones out on the market that maybe are, and I don't know about them yet. But what I did was I ordered this battery heater. It's 110 plug-in. We're going to give it a try. It'd be more efficient to do 12 volt, but it was very hard to find a 12 volt. I don't know. There's many reasons as to why I picked this to give it a try. Maybe it won't work. Maybe it will work really nice. But the wattage is low, and it's also got an internal thermostat. So it comes on at 35 degrees, I think, and shuts back off at 65 degrees. So it's just going to keep it above that freezing mark. And I'm just going to put this underneath the units and have it plugged in. And if it doesn't need to be used, theoretically shouldn't turn on. If it needs to be used, it should turn on. Yes, it will use power in the process of getting itself warm, but it will also allow it to be warm enough to take charge via the solar panel. So we'll see. And, you know, as long as I keep this closed up when we don't have the heat running, I would say being completely enclosed by 2-inch styrofoam should definitely retain some heat. And that's what it's drawn, 55 watts. So not too bad. We'll see if it's enough to work. This will obviously have to be a long-term review. And when I say review, totally bought that with my own money, not sponsored. Just trying options out, and if they work, I'll definitely share them with y'all, because if anyone else is trying to winter camp or cold weather camp with a portable power station, it could potentially be a viable option here. Alright friends, so I'm sitting here editing this video. Upon reading the directions and warnings and all this more in regards to this heating pad, it says not to use with lithium-ion batteries, and it also says not to use in an insulated battery box, which is exactly what I wanted to use it for. Lithium-ion batteries in an insulated battery box. So I'm going to hold off on using this until I figure out why they don't want you to do that. We'll go from there. Maybe I won't be able to use it. Maybe it's just a safety caution that if installed correctly, I can avoid, you know, any fire hazard or anything that it might be worried about. So more research needed. Ooh, I just heard the first big gust of wind, so this may turn into a blizzard-like condition, but currently it has completely stopped snowing. But I did see on the radar there's a second band coming in, and that could be where we're forecasted to get the majority of the 4 to 7 inches. So I hope you guys had a great start to your holiday season. New Year's yet to come. I figured I'd show you a couple of the cool little gadgets I got over Christmas. Well, first I'll show you a nice little gadget I got from Lauren's father. These are rechargeable hand warmers, and they work pretty good. You can run them one in each hand. There's 3 different levels, or you can put them together. They clip together to make one that you can switch, or however you want to do it, or just put them together so you don't lose them, stuff like that. Now this particular model, it's kind of only heating on this side, not this side. So you want to hold them with that side, you know, towards your hand. But in general, they will keep your hands warm. And they work. Let me tell you, if you run these on 3 without gloves on, you got to turn them down. So excited to have these in the truck camper. You just can never be safe enough. You run out of heat or something, you might be able to save your hands from frostbite, get stranded. Who knows the situation? So those are pretty cool, rechargeable, USB-C. I also got a little Nebo light set. So there's this, which you can turn on just one side of the little lantern. You can hit it again, and it's totally, completely all the way around, and it's like a little lantern, magnetic bottom. Or you run it through all 3. You got a red light for at night. That's all the way around it as well. Or you hit it 4 times, and you got a flashlight. So that's pretty cool. Again, USB-C rechargeable. No clue what it costs or where it even came from. I got this off of a game my family plays during Christmas. I don't know if it's the correct name of it, but we call it White Elephant. And we just wrap a whole bunch of gifts in either plain brown paper or newspaper. Throw it all in a pile, draw numbers, and then you pick from the pile which gift you want to open. It could be a good one. It could be a gag gift. Either way, and then other people can steal your gift. There's many different rules and ways to play it. That's how we play it. A gift can be stolen twice, and you can only obviously steal open gifts. The goal is to say there's 15 people playing. You want to be number 15, because then you can basically steal from the 14 gifts that have already been opened, or choose to open a new one. But also part of that same kit is just a straight up flashlight. Again, Nebo brand. It's pretty nice. You can screw the light like this to create either a skinny bright beam or like a flood style light. And then starts out on high. You can hit it again and it dims down to a low. And then it's got the fancy style clip where you can clip it on a hat or clip it on your belt loop. And then also in the same kit is this Nebo headlamp, and that again has a couple different functions. You got just on, you got slightly lower, and you got off, and then you got lower. So there's 3 levels on that: on, medium, low, off. You can run this as a headband, or there is also a clip on it where you can clip this on the bill of your hat or a pocket, anything like that. You just simply remove the strap. So that was a cool gift I got. And then also I got this new axe, hatchet, multi-tool, whatever you want to call it. You take the guard off here, you got yourself an axe or hatchet, and then by using this and a few other things here, but you basically can pull out a saw blade, stick it in here, and then you shut that, screw that down, and you got yourself a saw. So that's pretty cool. This came from Walmart, if any of you are wondering. I think it's around 35 bucks, somewhere's in there. And I think that's it. Oh, I also got this, which I'm going to put up somewhere in the truck camper here. Pretty cool. Big thank you to all my family for the cool gifts. I hope all of you got some cool gifts too. Let me know down in the comments if you got any in particular that you're pretty excited about. But having said that, the heater underneath the battery box is shut off already. So that thing's working. I don't know, it's warm enough in here right now, so that's why it shut off immediately. But we'll give it. It's supposed to get real cold overnight and do like a flash freeze. So traveling tomorrow is going to be interesting. But with the cool down, the cold temperatures coming, that'll be a great test for this heater pack. If it's just days upon days of cold weather and no sun, then the that heating pad will just simply drain my battery unless I shut it off. But if it's cold and then sunny, if it's just cold with sun, that should keep it warm enough to where the solar panel should be able to replenish what the pad's using. I'm gonna sit back here, look at the weather, figure out a plan, figure out what I'm going to do, and we'll see in a little bit. All right, friends. Well, as I expected, the weather just continued to get worse. It's very windy outside now, and it has dropped from 35 to 26, so it's 10 degrees colder. Everything's starting to freeze up, and it's been snowing kind of on and off. Inside the camper here, sitting at 64 degrees. I got the diesel heater on medium, but I'm starting to get hungry, so I'm gonna look to see what I got in here. I still got the everything bagel bread. That should be good because it's been cold for the most part in here, so it's no different than having it in the refrigerator. I got some chili, some jalapeno chili, and then I also have some mac and cheese. I think I might try to do mac and cheese and then eat it with some everything bagel bread. Ooh, that sounds good. All right, we'll let that sit now for a while. Well, friends, not really sure what's going on here, but it seems like that's sucking up the water. We'll let it melt that butter a little bit, then we'll add the flavor. Okay, well, this is definitely thick and creamy. There we go. mac and cheese with some everything bagel seasoned bread. It's definitely thick and creamy. Can't even get it off my spoon. There we go. Down to 22 degrees now. The wind is picking up. There's some gusts going through here now that's moving the camper. Looks like some heavier snow bands are going to the north of me and actually to the south. Just so happens, it looks like it's I'm kind of right in between the two heavy snow bands. Oh, friends, I can't eat all that. Well, with that nice warm supper in my belly, I think I'll get cleaned up here, get relaxed, call Lauren, and then go to bed after that. My plan is to hopefully do a hike tomorrow after the snowstorm. We'll see how long this storm lasts into the late morning or maybe even early afternoon tomorrow. So with that being said though, we will see you guys in the morning. Good morning, friends. Sounds very windy out there. I'm about to go outside, check it out, see if it's going to make sense to do a hike. I don't think it's going to, but we shall see. Yesterday morning at the same time, it was about 35 degrees and raining heavily. It's now 15 degrees, 67 degrees in the camper, 15 degrees outside with high winds. Let's head outside and see what it looks like. So you can see the winds were pretty good. There's definitely some drifting. It makes it hard to tell how much snow we actually got because some spots there's 8 inches and some spots there's 2 inches. So I'm gonna walk in the woods a little bit here where there maybe wouldn't be as much wind. I'd say we got about 4 inches. It is quite cold. So all the stuff up top here is some super fluffy snow. Light and fluffy because of how cold it got. But everything underneath is that wet, real heavy wet early snow we got, and it definitely froze. It's a little unpleasant for a hike, so I think what I'll do is I'll get packed up here, and right now I'm up on a ridge. I think we'll go down and check out what the lake looks like, see if there's anyone fishing or anything like that. There's no one down here fishing. Wind is not quite as bad down here in the lake. Lake's right over there. We were up on top of that ridge. I'm just walking over here to the stream. See how that's looking. Oh, there's a little muskrat right over there. We'll go down and take a look. Oh, it's not nice. So yeah, I'd say we got 4 or 5 inches. That muskrat was right there by that piece of grass out there. Oh yeah, you can see in there he's got the mud stirred up. Oh. Winter sure is beautiful. But the older I get, the more I dislike cold weather. When I was a kid, I used to get so bummed out if I heard Mom or Dad talking about how it was supposed to be a mild winter with, not a lot of snow, because I wanted the snow. I wanted to sled, snowmobile, all the things. But now that I'm in my later 30s, it's like, whew, bring on the mild winters. I don't know. By the end of summer, I miss certain parts of winter. By the end of winter, I definitely miss summer. Well, friends, that's going to do it for this episode. I know it was a little bit shorter, but it is not pleasant out here. And I think we got more snow coming in a couple days. So we'll see. Hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know if you got anything cool for Christmas down in the comments. I know I sure did. So grateful for my family. I got some great things planned for future episodes. Don't forget, I still got stickers available. They are getting low. Link to the stickers and my P.O. box is in the description below. To the military men and women, past, present, future, thank you for your service. Thank you for my freedom. And we'll see you on the next adventure. Bye, friends.